Chodesh Tov. Today and tomorrow we celebrate the arrival of the new moon, which brings in the new month of Adar. And according to the Mishnah, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. When the month of Adar enters, our joy increases. We could all use a lift these days. Especially this year, we are eager to welcome in the month of Adar and the happiness that comes with it. Adar isn't magic, of course. Simply turning the page on the calendar isn't enough to turn off the blues. I want you to know that we recognize this accumulation of boredom and solitude and anxiety. It's difficult. Life in lockdown has a cumulative effect. I hope you know of the many initiatives offered by and for the Holy Blossom Temple community designed to support and uplift one another. We have the Daily L'Chaim with Jack Hugelmass, who is a skilled social worker and also really just a fun person to be with. There's the Daily Minyan, which is followed by an opportunity to just be in the good company of fellow congregants, to share the news of the day, and to see and be seen, to hear and be heard. Rabbi Glickman is offering the Musar, mindfulness, and yoga class, which is intended to steady the mind and move the body, so important these days. And then there's a whole collection of resources compiled by the Luke Sklar Mental Health Initiative Leadership. Right on the front page of our website, you can find all kinds of resources for teens and adults, parents, and children. There are many links there to professional services, including congregants who are specialists in their fields and have offered to provide resources one-on-one for Holy Blossom congregants. And there are articles and curated resources there by the Committee of Devoted Volunteers. And then there's Adar. What are the secrets of Adar? What are the 4 mitzvot that come with Purim to lift our spirits just when we need it most? The first is to hear the Megillah. And what is so joyful about hearing the Megillah? What is the uplift that we get there? I think it has something to do with rooting ourselves in the story of the Jewish people. By hearing the Megillah, we're reminded of the courage of Esther and the conviction of Mordechai and the strength of the Jewish people of Persia, who in their day defended themselves from the external dangers that threatened them. To be anchored in our history, even in an imagined history like the Megillah, reminds us of where we come from and helps us to tap into enduring strength of our people throughout the millennia. The second mitzvah of Purim is Mishloach Manot, to give gifts to friends and family and neighbors. Traditionally, these are edible gifts, delicious treats that we might put in a basket and drop off at the door, and we can do that. More simply, you could turn up the joy and turn down the loneliness by a kind of mishloach manot that is through the telephone or through a Zoom reunion with someone that you haven't seen in a long time. Our social circles have shrunk down significantly this year, and Adar is the perfect time to open up again, to reach out, and to reconnect. The third mitzvah of Purim is matanot le'evyonim, gifts for the poor. So how does tzedakah work to lift our spirits? It's pretty powerful stuff. That simple act of giving reminds us that we are needed and necessary in this world. Whether to feed the hungry or house the homeless or support some worthy cause near or far, that's how we feel our own power to pursue a purposeful life, this God-given purposeful life. The fourth mitzvah is a seudah, to eat a festive meal. And, with all the restaurants closed now, it's an extra treat to indulge a little, to make an extra special feast, whether it's by supporting a local restaurant owner and ordering in or making something of your own. And on our Purim page, you'll find a whole collection of recipes of Judeo-Persian food. So if you really want to get into the spirit of Purim, you could try your hand at some of those recipes. And on the night of Purim, over a 3-course meal or just a simple glass of wine or a cup of tea, you can play the Megillah mystery game, which is a lot of fun. And you can play in one of 2 ways. Either you can just open your Zoom link and join us, and we'll be right there for some fun. There'll be detectives and costumes and characters, and we have to figure out who done it. The other way that you can play is to register in advance, and we'll send you the whole package for this online mystery game. And then you can play it with your circle of family or friends on your own time, at your own pace. And it's a great way, whether it's 3 generations in your family, or maybe a chavurah of friends from Holy Blossom, or a committee of volunteers at Holy Blossom. Think of circles that you have, circles that you miss, and have a little fun. I remember that last year's Purim was the final holiday before we closed our doors at Holy Blossom, and it has been a rough road since then. Just knowing that the month of Adar has arrived with its increased sunlight, that can be enough to give us a boost. And for others, knowing that the carnivals and costumes of Purim and the songs and storytelling and the games and the gimmicks are less than 2 weeks away now, that can also lift the spirits. I hope you'll check out the range of opportunities we've prepared for you, and that you will meet up with the Holy Blossom community for some fun. There is something for everyone. So I wish you a happy Adar, Chodesh Tov, and Shabbat Shalom, and take good care.